Hey everyone, I'm Lauren Lowry in the WSMV4 Now studio. I want to get you up to speed on a story that we're going to run in just minutes on WSMV4 at 6 o'clock. It's something that's going to have a lot of people's attention, especially if they're in the breast cancer world, whether you're a survivor of breast cancer or whether you're currently battling breast cancer, or even if a loved one of yours or friends of yours have battled this disease. This is a story that's going to maybe equal parts anger you and concern you about something that's changing as it deals with insurance coverage. First of all, I want to show you the promotion that we're doing around Holly Thompson's story that's airing in just minutes. Listen here.
This Nashville mother knows after beating breast cancer, her reconstruction was vital to healing.
It's my body. I should be able to make the decision of how I want to feel comfortable for the rest of my life.
Now, doctors warn that decision could be threatened. Should breast cancer survivors be concerned?
The bottom line is absolutely yes.
WSMV4 reveals the looming financial battle over breast cancer recovery tonight on WSMV4 at 6.
So at the point of this recording, we're about 30 minutes away from that story actually airing on WSMV4 at 6. It's a story, again, that Holly Thompson has spearheaded, and it's a cause that is dear to her, that she has been highlighting multiple times in multiple stories across multiple newscasts here on WSMV. I want to give you a little bit more insight into what exactly we're talking about. This is all about a procedure called the DIEP flap surgery. So when a woman has breast cancer, there are several options at her disposal for what to do after she's beaten the disease. And one of those options is a double mastectomy, essentially losing both breasts, and then an implant can be put in to reconstruct and still give the woman a figure that she has been used to having all of her life. I want to pull up a link specifically for you to the American Cancer Society, cancer.org. This is going to give you the anatomical description of what happens in a DIEP flap surgery. So essentially what you're going to do, and I'm going to use this mouse right here, one of those flap surgeries takes tissue from another part of a woman's body and it uses that tissue to reconstruct the breast. It's a very, very exciting surgery as it deals with what is coming forward in the world of science and how we can handle breast cancer and treat reconstruction. It's something that's performed by a plastic surgeon, and it's something that continues to develop. It's not something that's just set in stone, here's how the science is, here's how we do this. It is still developing. So tonight in the story that Holly is airing, she's interviewed this man here. He's a Vanderbilt, he's the director of surgery, the professor and chair of the Department of Plastic Surgery at Vanderbilt. He's Dr. Galen Perdikis, and he talks through what people really need to be concerned about. Again, if you're a breast cancer survivor, if you are currently battling breast cancer, if this is something that runs in your family and you're concerned and you're constantly being checked, you need to know about what is changing. And it's all about the insurance. I'm going to bring up our web story right now. So see this? You can go right now onto WSMV.com or on our WSMV4 app and click on this story. Insurance change could impact breast cancer recovery. And then once you hear the words that you have cancer, your life is forever changed. I'm going to circle this, see where it says live newscast. Coming up in about 30 minutes, once this story airs, Holly's story is going to live right here. So if you're catching this recording after the fact, you can look for it there. But I'm going to scroll down specifically into this web story because it details for you what's about to change. Starting in 2025, Medicare will only have one billing code for all the flap procedures. Since many private insurers now follow Medicare's lead, others may do the same. So what is the concern? Well, advocates are saying that this coding change means that doctors will get paid less for the newer, more complex DIEP flap procedures, and they worry it could lead to patients having to pick up the tab, or that even fewer doctors would perform this procedure, and then it would result in longer wait times, and it's just not something that's sitting very well with doctors. I mentioned to you the doctor who will be featured in the story, Dr. Perdikis from Vanderbilt, who's the chair of the plastic surgery department at Vanderbilt. He is part of the story saying this is a concern specifically for patients, because if patients want the best care, who wouldn't? you need options, right? And something like this, a decision like this, could restrict a person's access to all of the options they have after a devastating diagnosis like breast cancer. So again, if a woman has to undergo a double mastectomy and decides to have reconstructive surgery, this procedure, I'm going to pull it up again, this DIEP flap procedure, which takes tissue from one part of the body to another part of the body to reconstruct the breast, that is going to be qualified differently as a medical coding, in the medical coding, I should say. So if a patient has this procedure done, how it's reported to insurance, specifically Medicare, is going to be coded differently. Down the line, what does that mean? It means that you, this person, if you are covered with Medicare, through Medicare, and you have this kind of reconstructive surgery, it would mean that you would end up footing the bill for something else, for that procedure that you would want. It might cost considerably more money for some of those really leading procedures, cutting edge, like top of the line type procedures. That's what might end up happening. You might end up with more medical debt for a devastating diagnosis. It is not sitting well with doctors. And our Holly Thompson spoke with a woman who is specifically dealing with this disease and was able to make the decision she needed to make that was best for her body. In 2020, the woman you'll hear from in Holly's story tonight had a double mastectomy, decided to go with reconstruction surgery, and said, hey, I made the best decision for me. But that might have been threatened based on this issue. Again, the issue is coming to bear in 2025, but the concern is there. So more quickly, there's going to be meetings that are starting. Holly gets into all of this stuff that's about to come through, and it's coming up in our 6 o'clock hour on WSMV4 as we talk through this whole issue around breast cancer and very specific surgery type for reconstruction. We hope you'll join us tonight at 6 o'clock for that story. Until then, we'll see you here on WSMV.com as well as on our WSMV4 app.